Monday, everyone. I have such a challenge with President Trump, our economy, the political climate right now. Is it really affecting nurses in the way that people think it is? Like, so the conversations that I'm hearing, and we're getting into study sessions for sure, but people are afraid of coming to the United States right now. People are afraid. My international community, they have a sense that it is not well for nurses in the United States. Let me tell you, it is. It is. I would say definitely to everyone who is watching, if your dream is to pass the NCLEX and come over to the US and work in a hospital, you're in the right place. We're going to be studying from Quick Facts today. As you know, we have the topic of Raynaud's disease on today. I'm looking forward to getting into this because this is one of the topics that you need to know. The difference between Raynaud's disease and Buerger's disease. So if somebody asked you what was the difference, would you be able to explain it? So good afternoon. But yes, it's an interesting time to be a nurse here in the United States and an international traveler talking about coming to the United States to work. So me though, I honestly believe that when you become a nurse and you get your nursing license, there is nothing better than being paid in American dollars, okay? Here in the United States, we do value what nurses contribute to the healthcare system. And my goal is for everyone who gets their license to be able to not only improve their life, but those around them, including their community. So if you are willing to dive in deep with me and go on this journey of nursing education, I want to make sure that you indeed get your USRN, your nursing license, you finish nursing school, all that good stuff. So speaking of international traveling, I will be in the Philippines. If you are coming to this class or if you can't make it, but you want to know what's happening, guess what you can do? Go to remarnurse.com/PH to sign up for this class. And again, I am partnering with my wonderful company, NCLEX Unlimited Online Partnership. Yes. I met them and they're really great people. They will have the books. They will have the course for you on the island. And, right now, I just want you guys to get ready to be writing down some very important locations and things that you have to do, all right, that you have to do if you want to stay tapped into our very best, event. So if you're in the Philippines, guess what? remarnurse.com/PH is where I want you to be thinking, okay? I also am planning my travel for London. I also am planning to go back to Kenya. Kenya, May, London, June, possibly Nigeria as well. So I want you guys to be just tuned in. If you have not liked and subscribed this channel, please do so because we are doing big things this year. You guys are part of the expansion. Also, hey, did you know that you can get into the V2 for free right now? Yeah, you can subscribe to the V2. I meant to tell you about that too. And it's really easy to subscribe to the V2. Remember, if you have the full program, you are going to have, let me grab it. This is good orientation for the first people who are here in class this first time. 2 books. 1 video course, 1 GN question bank. Okay. All right. So 2 books, 1 video course. You do all of the videos in the course plus the question bank. Yeah. Then you will be able to have the entire program. And you can sign up for it right now by going to remarnurse.com/free. And that puts you into the free trial for RN or PN. Oh my goodness. RN, PN, both. Okay. All right. So that is how you get into the V2 for free. People ask me all the time, do you have any discounts? Do you have anything? Do the free trial. The free trial is there for you to make sure that you go in and do. And actually, if you do the free trial, if you get into the free trial today, you'll have all of the maternity. It's all there, right? So that's all of my maternity lectures you can go see too. And plus you can go into the next gen NCLEX question bank. Okay. All right. I'm going to save some time on the back end to do some questions and answers. Let's get into it. We got to talk about Buerger's. We got to talk about Raynaud's disease. Now, like I said, it's in quick facts. So everybody get out your quick facts because you will be adding notes to quick facts today. So when we talk about Raynaud's disease, make sure that you know the difference between Raynaud's and Buerger's. Raynaud's is on page, let me get there. Okay, Raynaud's is on page 76, okay, 76. Shout out to Nurse Pauline says, I passed my NCLEX on the 17th of March. Hey, you guys, that just came up after being out of school since 2007. Thanks, Team ReMar. With God is possible. V2 is such a great tool. From Kenya. Congratulations. I am so inspired by this testimony because there are things that I am trying to learn. And I know there's things that you're trying to learn, even though you've been out of school for a long time. And so to see the Nurse Pauline did it after being out of school since 2007, come on. What excuse do we have? We have no excuses. We can do this. We just got to keep showing up. Okay. So Raynaud's disease. When we're talking about Raynaud's disease, there are two things that I want you to remember, and they both start with the letter S. The letter S. And it is something that I wanted you to get from the top part. Remember, quick facts is questions and answers. So 2 S's, okay? So the first S is spasms, because this is a condition of spasms. And the second thing that you need to remember about Raynaud's, that symptoms, spasms, and then symmetry. Okay, this is going to be a symmetrical condition if it's Raynaud's, if it's primary Raynaud's. So 2 S's were what? Put them in the comments if you remember. Now, let me show you my notes that I got out of it. So when we talk about it, remember, this is a spasm. This is an exaggeration of vasoconstriction, and it's going to be typically due to the weather. So cold weather in particularly, stress, all right? And then sometimes you can even have smoking on here. So lots of S's when we think about Raynaud's syndrome. Stress, smoking, spasm, symmetrical. Yes. And we are looking at it affecting the digits of the body. So fingers, toes, cheeks. Those are the 3 that I have in quick facts. All right. And so remember, as we are trying to build our critical thinking, these are the points that we have to remember. So can a patient come in with vasospasm of the cheeks? Yes, it's interesting, right? And even sometimes I read that the ears can be affected symmetrically with Raynaud's as well. So this is something that we are going to be considering when we are presented with a differential diagnosis of Buerger's disease. Okay, it's not the same. And of course, I love Mondays because we get to get into the content, but we also get to get into real stories. And I have testimonials that we're streaming in, and I love the testimonials that are streaming in, but I also love when we have real ReMar nurses too as well. So everybody say hello to ReMar nurse Maria. Hi. Now tell us what great news do you have to share with us today? Encourage somebody, please.
So I took the test last month on February 27th.
Okay.
I graduated from nursing school in 2008. Wow. And then I moved to New York in 2012.
Okay, where did you go to nursing school at?
Puerto Rico. I went to
Puerto Rico. Okay.
Yes.
So then you went to New York, and what happened? Where'd you go? What happened?
So I didn't know what to do. I didn't know that I have to take the test again. And then I decided to for medical assistant because I knew that I have to take the test. I was so afraid. I didn't know what to do.
So did you take the test before and not pass it? Is this your first time taking it? Are you a repeat test taker?
I took the test for the first time in
2018?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and
All
I
right.
didn't pass. I used UWorld because everybody was using UWorld, but they only have like the question banks.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was so hard, and I tried to pass it anyway. I was like, I knew I'm gonna fail, but I'm gonna give it a try just to have that, you know.
Sure, sure. So, so then you took it, and then what did you do? So then, after you didn't pass it the first time, did you just go back to work? Did you just go back to just being a medical assistant?
Yes, I kept working as a medical assistant, and then everybody who knew I was a nurse was asking me like, "You should try to pass the NCLEX," but I was like so negative, and
Yeah,
I thought I was not gonna be able to do that.
pass the NCLEX. I know, and that's the thing about wanting to become a nurse is that even when you try to run away from it, people will remind you
Yes.
where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, because as a medical assistant, they will help you do anything, and they were like, "You're doing this so good. You should go for nursing." And I was just saying, like, I was a nurse, but I'm afraid to take the NCLEX. It's been so long.
Yeah. So how did you find ReMar in the midst of all that you were doing? How did you find the V2?
So I do my research online.
Mhm.
But
Wait,
I
Marie, I feel
don't
like
know.
there's some feedback. I don't know if it's your headphones or if it's
Yeah,
your
I can
earbuds.
just come and see if you can hear me without them.
Okay, because it kind of sounds like it's underwater.
Now it's better.
It's better. It's
Okay, thanks.
better. Thank you so much. So, how did you find ReMar in the midst of being a medical assistant and afraid to take your NCLEX? And what was the thing that was like, okay, I have to do this. I have to get serious.
I started to do research, and I'm a person that need to have somebody teaching me. I can not like read question and answer or read. I get bored, so I need that interaction. And your videos were like exactly what I was looking for. When I saw it, I was like, "This is what I need." I did some research, and I found out that a lot of people had the with you, and I was like, "I'm gonna give you a try." And I just
Um,
did it. And the first time I took the test after ReMar, I passed.
oh, so congratulations. How long did it take you to study? Did you do like the 30-day program? Did you do like how long did it take for you to get through the program?
I studied 3 months. 3 months.
3 months,
3 months.
90 days. Okay,
Yeah.
and you were working full time during that time?
No, because I have a business with my husband, so I was able to take 3 hours, like you said, at least 3 hours a day for five
Mm-hmm,
days, and I
mm-hmm.
did exactly as you said on your calendar, and it works. It was like the perfect. That's exactly what I needed.
Listen, you guys, listen to her. She did exactly, she followed the study calendar and she was able to execute. One of the hardest things for people to do is get started. That's one of the hardest things for people to do. And then after they get started, it's be consistent. It's be consistent. So tell me about your test day. How did you feel? Were you nervous? Were you anxious? Like how were you happy? Were you excited? How did that go for you?
I remember listening to one of your last videos in the courses. Um, you were like telling us there's something that you will not know, and that is okay. But focus on what you do know and content over everything.
Yeah.
I tried to keep my mind positive. I was really nervous.
Yes. I'm so proud of you. So now what? Did you go back to your job now that you have your license? What do you do now? And everybody's just telling you
I'm
congratulations.
still waiting to get my license. I got the quick results,
Hmm.
but New Year takes forever. So I'm in the process of waiting 6 weeks to get my
Okay,
license.
okay. So the license will come, and then what do you want to do? Are you still staying in New York? Do you want to travel? What are your goals?
I'm probably gonna travel. Yes, I'm gonna try that.
Yeah. Because you honestly, you have, you do a year, you probably do like a year and a half of just your basic med surg work or your RN work, but you have an extensive background as an MA and being around, the medical environment. So I'm sure you're going to learn so quickly. And don't forget, we have our ReMar Nurse Skills Lab in Florida. So if you want to come and practice any more hands-on skills or anything like that, we just had a great class of nurses last week to come and do their hands-on skills. So we got you. We got you if you want to do that. But thank you so much for coming on and telling us your story of not giving up and not just staying in the same place when you know you could do more. You have those smarts to do more. And so I hope everybody who's watching, can you just encourage somebody who's watching and they haven't gotten started or they failed? Maybe they failed a year ago and they are just putting it off.
They can do it. I mean, don't let your fear take over you, because you can do it. And ReMar is, I think, it's the best thing you can like study to pass the English. It's something that you would not believe if you get it done. Before, I was like watching all those videos, and I'll be saying, "I'll be next, I'll be next," and now I'm one person. Thank God and thanks you and remarking. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you so much for choosing to study with me and coming and watching the videos and just being a part of our community. Don't forget about us. Pop in and let me know that things are all well. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Regina.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh man, you guys, look how amazingly beautiful. It's a smile for me. When you guys see a smile of someone who accomplished something was so important to them. Like Nurse Maria accomplished something that was essentially a goal she had almost started 20 years ago, right? And that is what time will do. If you don't take hold of time, it will get away from you. And so that's how this it only took her 3 months. It literally took her 3 months to get back on track, follow the study calendar. Oh, and now she's waiting for New York, but she has her license. She has her nursing license. So please manage this opportunity. Do what I'm telling you to do. Get into the V2, get the study calendar printed out. It's just 2 books, 1 video course. 2 books, 1 video course. Man, let's get back into this. Oh, what a good, I mean, somebody needed to see her. So we're talking about Raynaud's disease. Let me get to the back of the book. We're talking about Raynaud's disease. And so what I want you to be able to understand the difference and know about Raynaud's disease is that this is a condition where the person who has it, we are all next to succeed. Yes. I love when she said, be positive. So true. We are our worst critics. We are our worst critics. All right. So Raynaud's disease, when we talk about Raynaud's disease, let me look here. So it's an exaggeration of vasoconstriction. I said it's spasms. I said it is spasms, and it's symmetric, and it's going to affect the fingers, and it's going to affect the toes. Now, a lot of people will get it confused. Okay. A lot of people will get it confused with Buerger's disease. So I'm challenging you, if you don't know the difference. All right, because I see you, you're literally yelling it. What makes Raynaud's different from Buerger's? Somebody in the comments, please. It's honestly just a quick search. What makes Raynaud's different? Okay. All right. Let me go on here. Who is more likely? Okay. Who is more likely to get Raynaud's disease? Is it the man or is it the woman? Okay, and just keep watching. I mean, honestly, sometimes we want people to give us knowledge that we have the power to get ourselves. And so if you have this book, the difference is there. Okay. So who's more likely to get Raynaud's disease? That's what we're talking about today. Okay. That's what we're talking about today. So when we talk about Raynaud's disease, we are talking about a condition that is going to primarily affect women, young women, okay? Young women. So that's different than Buerger's disease right there. Because Buerger's disease, you're talking about men. Raynaud's disease, you're talking about women, and not just any type of women, young women. Okay? So the father or the daughter, I like that. The father or the daughter, it's going to be the daughter. Okay, I told you, get out quick facts. You'll be adding notes. You'll be adding notes, things that you need to be pressed upon, okay? All right. You with me? Okay. Now, something else that we need to be aware of, other risk factors, female, family history, smoking. Sometimes if you have any kind of cardiovascular disease, that also is going to affect your circulation. There's a predisposure to migraine headaches too. So I want everybody to take a second, and I want everybody to write these things down, okay? Write these things down. All right. Okay. And one of the things also that we have to make sure that we're doing is we are showing up for ourselves, okay? We are showing up for ourselves, and we are making the understanding that these questions that you're asking are part of critical thinking. So Raynaud's disease. When we talk about Raynaud's disease, it's a small blood vessel problem. All right. So you're going to have problems with the blood vessels. All right. Course cause is going to be cold weather, emotional stress. Fingers are going to be affected. That's the trend. More common in women. It starts in early adulthood. Now, if we go back to Buerger's disease on page 16, what is it? Okay, it's a rare disease of not only just the vessels, but with Buerger's disease, if you know about it, Buerger's disease is going to affect the arteries, thromboangiitis, all right? And so the blood vessels here can be caused and can begin to have what? It's right here, thrombo. What's thrombo mean? Thrombo is what? And so thrombo is clots, right? And so the tissue damage there in Buerger's disease is going to present differently. They're going to have a different problem. Also, one thing about Buerger's disease, I'm looking in the comments. Raynaud's disease is typically reversible. Buerger's disease, this is going to be a condition that's progressive, right? It's going to be progressive. And so no matter what the patient does, we know that they're on a severe track. And Raynaud's disease, I just want to check it. Are you guys following me? Raynaud's disease, when we talk about the treatment, when we talk about the complications of it, it's going to come and go, right? So it's going to come and go. Sometimes the patient will have, at the worst, right? At the worst, they're going to have issues with like ulcers, okay, if we don't fix it, if we don't correct it. But Buerger's disease, what did I have for the clinical priorities number 3 in Buerger's disease? And I'm sorry, I'm flipping back and forth. With this. For Buerger's disease on page 16, what is the clinical priority there? Yeah. Clinical priority with Buerger's disease, your patient is going to be at risk for even amputation. Okay. So I want you guys to slow down. I want you, and this is why we come to class, so that you're able to ask these questions. Anything else? All right. Do we feel a little bit confident, a little bit better about the difference between the one and the other? So Raynaud's disease, we know that it's going to be caused mostly by cold weather. Okay. fingers and stress, but Buerger's disease is tobacco. Smoking is the main cause of that one. Okay. Also with Buerger's disease, are we talking about the digits only? Turn to page 16. Raynaud's disease, I'm talking about the fingers. Okay. Buerger's disease, what am I talking about? I'm talking about what? I'm talking about the whole hand, the whole feet. That's a difference right there too. Okay. Yes, V2 comes with the Q bank. So again, everything you need is in here, but you do have to take the time to make sure that you know it, that you're studying it. Okay. All right. So clinical manifestations is this progressive cutaneous vasospasms. Starts with one finger. It could be bilateral or symmetrical. Same thing. So symmetrical. Digital color changes. You're going to notice in your fingers 3 colors: red, white, and blue. American flag. Okay. Thumbs are rarely affected. It's a sensation of pins and needles. All right, here is another chart, but I don't want to give you guys the answers right away when you can search and understand, especially when I'm giving you the resource to do it, because you can give a man a fish or you can teach a man to fish. Have training wheels on where you don't need to have training wheels. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with training wheels. I love training wheels, but there's sometimes you don't need training wheels. All right. And you can read. So Raynaud's disease, you will see that smoking can be one of the risk factors, but the main risk factor for Raynaud's disease is the cold weather. Okay. Where Buerger's disease, it is going to have smoking involved. And so this is where it can get kind of tricky, but we can know the difference. Digital color changes, yes, you will have it in Raynaud's disease. Buerger's disease, you will have digital color changes, but it will be more so the entire hand or foot. Diminished peripheral pulses, you won't have that in Raynaud's disease because this is typically the veins. Buerger's disease, you will have it because it will affect the arteries as well. Symmetrical, Raynaud's, yes, you will have symmetrical discoloration, right? Circulation problems. Buerger's disease, no. Okay. So my students came to the class today studying, asking these great questions. This is how we get ahead. Also, just for non-pharmacological management, again, interventions are avoiding cold exposure, warming, not only the digits, but the whole entire body is going to be better, avoiding traumas, vibrating tools, reducing stress, stopping smoking, okay? Rewarming the body slowly, 15 to 20 minutes. And pharmacological is only when the ischemia is severe. So CCBs, you can use calcium channel blockers. This is to promote overall circulation. And you can do the phosphodiesterase type 5 inhibitors, sildenafil. This also is a vasodilator as well. Okay, so being able to critically think looks a lot like what you all were doing. Is just asking great questions in the study process. So very, very good for you all. All right. Here, one more, just health teaching do's and don'ts. We teach our patients: do dress warmly in cold weather, do wear mittens, gloves, or over mitts when even handling cold items. Don't forget about that for NCLEX. And warm up the car first before driving in winter. Some of you may not understand the importance of this, but in Ohio, I don't ever get into my car without it at least being warm for 15 minutes or so. So I just go out to my car, turn it on, come back inside, and then let it warm up. Because if you don't do that, then guess what? When you touch the steering wheel, it will be cold, right? When you are touching the surfaces of your car, they get very cold in the winter time. So warming up the car is one way to help these patients. So again, for the don't get exposed to cold, be stressed, or use tobacco and tobacco products. Okay, all right, so great power study session. When you are in the V2, when you're using these products, make sure that you're using them with a study buddy. Have somebody question you, have somebody challenge you. That's the purpose of the quick facts being question and answers, because you can always pull your boyfriend, your husband, your kids, your grandmother, and they can read these questions to you. Matter of fact, if you have not been doing that, let me challenge you to add this to part of your study routine. Just say, hey, I've been studying this one page for the last 10 minutes. Can you ask me some questions on this page? And I promise you, you will find out very quickly whether you've just been reading it. How many people, like, sometimes you just read something and then when you close the book, you forget it. And then you have to go back and you have to read it again. If you read it and then have somebody ask you about it, that will determine if what you are reading you're actually taking in. Yeah. So let's do some practice questions. Here's some NCLEX questions about Raynaud's. I want to see how you do. So question number 1 is this. In identifying triggering patterns for Raynaud's disease attacks, which of the following questions should the nurse ask? Which of the following questions should the nurse ask? Is it number 1? Do you experience the symptoms while sleeping? 2, are your activities being limited with the symptoms? 3, do you experience symptoms when exposed to heat? Or 4, do you take metformin as maintenance? Okay. So what we are wanting to know here is if our patient is possibly dealing with something, okay, regarding Raynaud's triggering attack diseases, which question should the nurse ask? Correct answer is number 4. Do you take metformin as maintenance? Raynaud's disease attacks are aggravated by comorbidities. Remember, such as I told you, such as hypertension, such as atherosclerosis, such as cardiovascular disease, and diabetes mellitus. So metformin is indicated that a patient has type 2 diabetes mellitus. And this was a tricky one, critical thinking, because you guys saw, do you experience the symptoms when exposed to heat? And I bet you were thinking, oh yeah, well, that does have to do with the weather. So let me just ask this question. But Raynaud's is not precipitated by heat. Is precipitated by what? Right? So a better question here would be, do you take metformin? Do you have any kind of comorbidities? Are you a sick patient? Are you chronically ill? Diabetes, okay? All right, let's try this one. Question number 2. Okay, the nurse is caring for 4 clients who all have Raynaud's. Which client is the highest priority? Number 1, the client with numbness and tingling and white discoloration of the fingers. 2, the client with numbness and tingling and blue discoloration of the fingers. 3, the client with numbness and tingling and blue discolorations at the fingertips only. Or 4, the client with numbness and tingling with blue and white discoloration at the fingertips only. Okay, so this is a really great question here. I am asking you, who is your priority here? Everybody has Raynaud's. Everybody has Raynaud's. Who are you going with? Okay, so I pretty much see 2 groups of people who are concerned. I see the group of people who are concerned with this. Who is the NCLEX priority? Is it number 1 or is it number 2? So patient number 1 has the white fingertip. So client A. So I'm just putting it down to 2. Okay. Is it A or is it B? Is it number 1 or is it number 2? Right. So who is your priority here? This is why you come to class on Mondays. We have class every Monday at noon, every Wednesday at 9. Okay. The priority here, absolutely no doubt about it, is going to be 1. Okay. Or A. A, when the finger is totally white, it means what? It means what? If the finger is totally white, it means that there is nothing there. There is nothing. It is nothing. Blue means oxygenation is there, but it is decreased, right? Yeah, it's the fingers are blue. And so typically we see blue as like one of the danger signs, and we remember that. We don't see white too much. But when something is colorless, in no circulation, no blood, dead, dying. Yep. Okay. So I want you to remember that. I want you to remember that because there were way too many people that picked blue. There were way too many people who picked blue. All right. I changed my answer from right to wrong. Don't you hate when you do that? Right. So you guys will remember this. Take a picture in your mind, make this a core memory. Okay. You see it now. I love that. All right. Okay. So correct answer, white. White discoloration indicates a lack of blood flow. There is nothing there. Fingers can develop ulcerations and gangrene. That's it. That's it. All right. I'm moving on. I got to go. Question number 3. A nurse is caring for 4 clients, each diagnosed with Raynaud's disease. The nurse needs to determine which client's medication should be prioritized. Which of the following clients should receive their medication first? Okay. Is it a client prescribed a daily low dose aspirin? 2, a client prescribed nifedipine? 3, a client prescribed acetaminophen? Or 4, a client prescribed an antidepressant for underlying depression? Here we go. Here we go. Correct answer. We're good on this. We're good on this. You guys got that. The cardiovascular, number 2, nifedipine. So when a patient has, cardiovascular disease or they have some issues with their heart, that also contributes to poor circulation. So we want to make sure that the patient's heart is healthy as possible because that will help with Raynaud's disease. And remember, we're talking about young women here. We're talking about young women. So we absolutely want to be able to address all the health issues for these individuals. We want them to have a high quality of life. All right, here we go. Question number 4 is this. It is a nurse is overseeing the care of 4 clients, each diagnosed with Raynaud's syndrome. Based on the assessment data provided, which client should the nurse prioritize for immediate care? Talking about Raynaud's here. Okay. At number 1, a 25-year-old who reports numbness in the fingers when jogging in cold weather. 2, a 40-year-old with a history of hypertension, currently experiencing stress-induced pallor in the fingertips. 4, a 60-year-old complaining of severe pain in the toes after walking barefoot on a cold floor. Or 4, a 35-year-old client who has pallor discoloration in the fingers and reports difficulty picking up objects. So who are we going to go with? We have 4 patients in front of us. And remember, with prioritization, it's not always airway, breathing, circulation. That's not always it. Professor, these questions are tough today. these questions are tough today because we can take the section in Raynaud's is so small that we can take it for granted. And we can just flip through it and we can be like, oh, okay, it's just like half a page. No, this is very important. Look, Raynaud's is one of the smallest sections in Quick Facts. It's tiny, but there's so much here. Okay, very few people get this one right. Correct answer is number 4. It's number 4. What's going on with this patient? This patient, paler discoloration in the fingers, and they're losing functionality. They have difficulty picking up objects. What? We need to see what's going on with this patient. I'm not expecting that. 3, pain. Okay, you have pain in your toes, but you also were doing what? What you were not supposed to be doing, walking barefoot on a cold floor. 2, okay, history of hypertension, experiencing stress-induced paler in the fingertips, so they're under stress. I expect that. Jogging, if you're jogging out in cold weather, I expect that. But 4, I don't expect you to have problems picking up stuff. What's going on? Okay, and you all know that. You all know that. So 4 is the correct answer here. What a great study session on Raynaud's disease. We might have to revisit this one again because I actually had way more questions. And I was like, okay, let me not make this study session too long. But it's a good subject, okay? I'm so excited. Next week, I will be flying out. And here's the gag here. I'll be flying out to the Philippines. How many people are from there? And guess what? When I land in the Philippines, guess who will be the international nurse? Guess who will be different from everybody else? Guess who will look around and see people who don't look like me? But guess what? We all share the same ministry of nursing. Woo! So, all right. So cool, so cool, so cool. I will be an international nurse next week in a new country, and you guys will be coming along with me. I will be showing you the difference. And now, honestly, I feel the stress of how international nurses feel. I am sympathizing with it so much more because I just tell you guys, oh yeah, it's gonna be so great when you get here. It's gonna be so cool when you get here and everything. But there's a lot to think about when you leave your home. There's so many things you want to take so much with you, but you can't take it all. So you just have to take it in your heart. All right. So I will see you all next week in Manila if you're coming. Okay. So here we go. My one thing that I want just to remind you of really quickly is this: don't face your journey alone. And this is speaking to people who actually feel kind of comfortable being by yourself. How many people can enjoy just being by themselves, either at home, either watching TV, or studying? You don't mind. Who is this? You don't run. Studying alone versus group studying. Which one do you prefer? Do you prefer to be at home alone, or do you prefer to be, just really like with a group of people? Because honestly, I'm the type of person, I do better when I study alone. I really do. And so sometimes doesn't that get you in trouble when you feel like you are by yourself in a situation? I know people are like, no, I want to be alone. That's me. King E, I much rather prefer to study alone. And so coming here to this study group, this is the best of both worlds for me, because we can be in a group and I can be learning from you guys and reading your comments, but I can still be at home by myself. Okay. So that is one of the reasons why I love this study session. So I just want to remind us though, because sometimes as we are alone, we forget though that counsel can come in numbers. And so Proverbs 11:14, this is just my reminder, is when there is no guidance, a people falls. But in abundance of counselors, there is safety. So when we are on this journey, these meetups that we have are so important, because even though we may prefer to be in isolation, when you are actually going through a battle, when you are actually in the midst of trying to stay faithful to something, pursuing a big dream, you do need to have wise counsel in doing those things. Even me, as I am going from country to country, I don't do it by myself. I always am talking to a mentor. I am always talking to somebody who has done it or who is there in order for me to get there safely. And so there is safety in numbers when it comes to accomplishing a big goal. And so here, I want to remind you that it is not weakness. It is not weakness to get questions wrong. It is not weakness to, feel like, oh, I didn't do good this time, but I'm going to come back on Wednesday and do better. Is wisdom. And I'm challenging you every single week because I'm not giving you any more easy questions. I'm really going to press you on this because when you get to the NCLEX, I want it to be easy for you. I want it to be easy for you. So as you're going through this week, I want you to look in another area of your life that you want to have a big dream in, because we already got this for NCLEX. You're just gonna stay here with me. Okay. So I'm gonna help you get to the NCLEX goal, but you have another goal. And I don't know if it is to, be a more patient person. I don't know if it's to be a better mother or a better, more better in your finances or more wise in investments. I don't know what it is, but I challenge you to find a mentor, find somebody that you can look up to, and more importantly, find somebody who will tell you the truth. Okay. Find somebody who will tell you the truth about what you need to be doing and where you should be in your life. And I love when Nurse Maria came on and she said, people would say, when she was a medical assistant, they would say, oh, you're doing this so good, you need to be a nurse. And people were constantly reminding her, hey, you need to be doing the next thing, or you could be better if you did this. Those are the type of people you need in your life, because where you are right now is not where you intend to be. So I am looking forward to your testimonial. I'm looking forward to you coming on the show here and sharing your story about how you overcame. And I'm absolutely going to make it my business to be here to provide this platform for you guys. Okay. So I want to do like 2 minutes of just question and answers. Just ask me whatever question you need to ask me. I'll try to answer them very quickly in the comments. So let's go. Come on. Questions about this book, questions about this book, questions about anything. Let's talk for 2 minutes. Okay. Jamila says, hi, Professor Regina. Want to let you know I took the NCLEX on March 20, and I can say I am a ReMar nurse. Thank you. I love that. I am so proud of you. March 20th. Wow, that's just the other day. What state are you in? Let me know. How to navigate quick facts along with the V2. Perfect question. So once you get the V2, so you start with quick facts and then you upgrade it to the V2 workbook. Perfect. When you do that, even if you have the downloadable one that looks like this, like even if you make sure you print it out. This is the one for nursing school, but the NCLEX one looks like this too. You print it out. There is a calendar in this program that tells you exactly what you should be doing. Okay, so you see my calendar looks like this, and I just like write on it when I'm doing something. This is what you should be following. And it will tell you exactly what to read, when to read it, and it'll incorporate quick facts with the videos. Okay, so that's how you're going to navigate. That's the easiest way for you to do it. This time around, I used the study schedule, and after each section, I did practice questions and tests. It really helped. Perfect. Do you study the quick facts first before using V2? No. Because honestly, and anybody who has the program know that when you have this book and this book together, you will finish this book faster than you will finish this book, right? Because this book has videos that I'm taking you through. So you can go through this book, but everybody always ends up coming to quick facts. So you do them both together. Okay, hold on. Will there be books available? Yes, in Manila. Yes, we will have the books in every city. That's one of the things my team has been working on. The books are on the ground. So if you're in Manila, you're going to get the books from Manila or from Cebu because you won't have to pay customs. So yes. I discovered that the nursing school book can be downloaded in V2. I think it's under resources. Yeah, you'll get a small sample of that book, but the nursing school program is totally different. Okay. I'm planning on purchasing your nursing program as well. Awesome. Yeah, so the nursing program I am has my fundamentals, the math. I'm Oh my goodness. Are you guys here? Not the power going out in my city. Like, I am not used to dealing with things like that. Okay. But anyway, so the power went out. I hope you guys can hear me. Can you hear my generator? I have a generator in my home and it is working overtime for me right now. So am I back? Let me know. I don't even know because I'm literally on my cell phone Wi-Fi right now. The power in my city just totally went out. So it must be time for me to go to the Philippines because why am I dealing with this? Okay. Why am I dealing with this? But thank God we got a generator. So everything is back on. And I was in the middle of questions and answers. And I don't even know what I was in the middle of. But what else? I'm looking through the comments. Yes, I know. I'm so sorry. It went out. It literally. Okay. If you are in Nigeria and you want to get the Quick Facts book, it's honestly the best way to get it is through my partner, Kenyan Nurse Consultants. They are going to have, let me see if I can get their number up. For Quick Facts in Nigeria, Kenyan Nurse Consultants will have the book and the information for you. So you can email them there, customer service at kenyannurse.com. Or you can WhatsApp them, and they actually have the V2 for 6 months, and they also have the books there, and they'll send them to you. They'll send them to you right there. Okay. All right. What else? Okay. All right. Safe travels to the Philippines. Safe travels to the Philippines and London. Will you come back to New Jersey? I met you in Palisades. I do want to come back to New Jersey. I always fly out of JFK when I'm traveling international now. So if ever I have another review, it will probably be, honestly, it probably will be in Manhattan. It probably will be in Manhattan. It's difficult to get it from Kenya Nurse Consultant. Okay, so I don't know where you are, but I will be back in Kenya in just a few weeks, and I'll actually be in my office there. So please, you can come back and you can come get them from me when I'm there as well. All right. What else? Safe travels. Please come to New Jersey. Okay, please come to New Jersey. So, all right. I'll have to try to make a plan for it. It's been a while since I've been in New Jersey. It's been a while since I've been there. Okay. All right. I like to purchase the V2 trainer, not book. I can't tell me what to do. If you want to purchase the V2 trainer, not the book, that's very easy to do. It's very easy to do. You're going to go to remarnurse.com. Okay. And you're going to pick, you have to pick whether you're an RN or a PN. Okay. That's the first place you're going to start. And then once you do that, you'll be able to pick how long you want to study for. Most people study for 3 months. All right. But we do have a 1 month quick start option. And if you click that, either one, you get the same thing. Okay. Get the same thing. If you click that option, then you will be able to get the V2 lecture videos, okay, the one video course, and you can just remove your thing. And I'm so sorry. I wish I had all of my power to be like, go here and go here, but it literally is just me on the cell phone. It's just me on the cell phone. But honestly, if you send me a DM, my team can help you. We will help you. We will help you. Please come to Fort Lauderdale. How do I purchase the nursing school program? So nursing school program is easy to purchase as well. If you want to get started in the nursing school program, please make sure you do so now because we will be raising the prices of that nursing school program. It's still at the introductory rate. And all you have to do is go to remarnurse.com just go to remarnurse.com. And then when you get on that first page, there'll be an option for nursing school. Okay. And you'll be able to get the nursing school. And the nursing school course is a video course. So it's probably 60 videos. And I'm adding med surge to the videos this month. So it comes with a downloadable workbook like this where you're able to print it out, and you'll be able to take notes like this. So it's going to be so helpful. So helpful. Okay. I'm still working on Nigeria. I will be able to come physically. I will be very close to there. If I come, I'm coming to Lagos. Which I've never been before, but I want to hold a master class there, and I'll be close to the area, but I need to still figure out the logistics, because I just can't come to Nigeria. I have to figure it out. Okay. All right, but that'll be that's like Mayish if possible. Fingers crossed, May for Lagos. Am I saying that right? Is it like Lagos or Lagos? Okay. All right. All right. You're having a hard time highlighting and dragging the QBank. Are you on your phone or are you on your desktop? I don't ever do the QBank, honestly, on the phone. I always am on my computer doing it. I always am on my computer. And I think that's the best. And that was my intention when I built that QBank. Even though I think you can do it on the app. I think if you can do it on the app, okay. But the experience should be on the desktop, because you're going to take NCLEX on a desktop. Okay. Yes, I'm adding med surge. I'm doing cardiac and respiratory now, and it's my approach to med surge, which should be your approach to learning it, is we study one patient through everything. So our one patient, you will get to know Mr. Johnson very well. He has every cardiac condition possible, but we build on each cardiac condition so that by the end of it, you know it. Amelia on desktop, and I will have to do a video. Okay, I'll have to do a video on it. Yes, Lagos is safer than the other areas. That's what I hear. And that's my number one thing. It's just like, I want to be safe. I don't mind going anywhere. Even when we go to Hades, I don't care. I want to go there. I just want to be safe. That's all. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm working on it. Okay. All right, guys, let me get out of here, because I honestly don't know how I'm going to do the rest of my meetings. I have to do them on the phone. All right. Brooklyn. Yes. Actually, I love Manhattan, so I would love to be there. So just remember, honestly, what I'm hearing is that if you are studying for NCLEX, it is much easier to study for NCLEX when you are consistently doing it. And even when you don't feel like doing it, please, even when you don't feel like doing the exam or studying for the exam, just will yourself to. Just get started for 5 minutes, because what will happen is you will be able to make progress. All right, everyone. So thank you so much for coming to this study session. I did not intend for it to run this long, but it's all right. We're spending time together. When you coming to South Africa? So I was supposed to be gone 1 month. I was supposed to go to the Philippines and go and come back home, right? Go to the Philippines, come back home. And now it's like, nope, you're not. You're going to Kenya. You're going to be going to Dubai. You're going to be going to all these places, right? So it's just like, I would love to come to South Africa. I would love to come to South Africa. I don't have a contact there. I'm going to work on it though. But yeah, Nigeria, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the possibility to be able to come there, because I just met somebody there that's willing to help make that logistics. So God bless you all. God bless you all for all the help that you're doing and giving me, because that is how it gets done. But I know that in Nigeria, it is I think the largest in terms of nurses that come to the US. Okay. You're having trouble. Send me a DM, please. Okay. Cameroon. Okay. I brought another V2 during your content. I have problems. Okay. Please. I'm right now. Okay. So I'll go on right now from my phone. Send me a DM. Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. I don't know what time it is where you are from, but I bet it may be time for you to rest up and go to bed or start your day like me. So wherever you are, have an amazing, wonderful day. And I hope to be, in your presence, whether it's physically or virtually on Wednesday, and then in the next coming weeks, be there as well. So I will see you all. If you want to talk to me after this live, please just send me a message. I'll check it out. You can either DM me on Facebook, or my email is support@remarreview.com. Support@remarreview.com. Okay, bye-bye. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.